Hi, this is Yolanda Vanveen, and in this segment we're going to talk all about pruning tools. Now, every gardener needs some types of pruning tools because every fall there are branches that need to be cut out of your garden, and there's shrubs to be trimmed and dead foliage to cut back. But there are so many choices when it comes to pruning tools, and let's talk about just a few of them. This is just a basic pruner. And it's had a lot of use, as you can see. We've used it for many, many years. And it has a little bit of rust on it, and some white vinegar will take the rust right out of it. But it doesn't seem to hurt anything, so it seems to work really well. Every now and then I take some vegetable oil, and over the years too they get a little bit stuck too. So you can take them apart, but I prefer to leave it on, and just by putting a little bit of vegetable oil right onto where it connects, it just makes it a little smoother. So vegetable oil is a good way to keep everything working well on your pruning tools. And this is a basic tool. So whenever you're using it, whenever you're done, to make sure and wipe it dry. And make sure when you're storing it, you never just store it right onto the ground or onto metal where it's going to stay moist. You want to keep it dry. So the best way to store your pruning shears, I found, is actually store them open, because when they're closed, sometimes they kind of rust together. But if you leave them open, they seem to stay drier. And I'll just hang it right from a nail or hang it right in my tool shed. And it seems to make them last a little bit longer, and they seem to not rust quite as badly that way. So every periodically too, they get dull over the years. So you can sharpen them too. And there's all different types of sharpeners out there that work really well. And it's an easy way to keep your tools nice. There's all different types of products on the market too. And I love the ratchet type pruners, because what happens is if you've got a big a stick and it's not working, it's not cutting through, you can gradually just keep prying it tighter and tighter, and it will eventually cut. So the ratchet types are really nice as well. And then there's the loppers, so the long handle types of pruners, and they're great for areas where you can't reach just by standing. So if you've got some trees that you need to get to, you can use them, the pruners, the long handle pruners, to reach trees that are a little higher than you can reach. And they seem to work really well. But remember, when you're storing any of your pruning tools, never to store them on the ground or somewhere really moist. Some people say to actually store them in sand, or make sure and put some vegetable oil or some kind of oil on them just to keep the steel nice and clean, and make sure that it doesn't get rusty. And it seems to work really well, and that way you can use your pruning shears or your pruning loppers or any type of pruners for years and years and years.